All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for listening to On Deck, presented by Amazing Met Zone. I'm your boy, Phil from Shirley, with my boy, Drew Minotti.
What up? What up?
Yo, Drew, I want to talk. We got the MLB season about to be starting this week. I want to talk some predictions going into the year. Let's go over our division winners in the American League and in the National League, and also the wild card spots. And at the end, we'll give a quick little touch up on World Series predictions. Starting with the American League East, man, I think the Orioles are just too good right now. What a division this is, stacked from top to bottom. The Red Sox, in my eyes, being the worst in the division, but still being a solid team right around that 500 mark. I gotta go Orioles in this division. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, not even to copy your answer, but I thought the
Yep.
Orioles too. Getting Corbin Burns was huge.
Hmm.
Corbin Burns is that's like what they needed. I know they lost their closer, but um, yeah, I mean, this is a tough division. I know the Blue Jays are looking like good on paper. I know there's a lot of word that they're going to be all right, but I think
Yep.
I think the Orioles take this. I think the Orioles take the AL East.
I agree. The young talent they have is just on another
Yeah,
level. Bouncing over to the American League Central right now. The Twins last year winning at 87 games. This is a division to me that just like I could see a random team coming out. I feel like the
yeah,
White Sox every year, everyone always thinks White Sox, White Sox, White Sox, and they just stink. They always
yeah,
stink. I feel
yeah.
like I like the Guardians, man. Like they're that team that if they're healthy and they got the good pitching, with Jose Ramirez too, that bat in the middle of the lineup. I
Yep.
like that team. If I have to go with a pick right now, I do not think Twins. I'm going Guardians in the Central. How about you?
This was one of those I couldn't even pick. Like I feel like
Yep.
every other division I was like set, I feel like the
Mhm.
Tigers, who knows, they can make noise. The Royals can make noise. I
100%.
feel like this is like an up for grab division. I like the Guardians. I think maybe because of the movie Major League, I was always
Hmm.
like a Cleveland Indians fan.
Hmm.
That was always like one of my American League teams that I enjoyed. So I could see
Yep.
them taking it. I mean, like you said, Jose Ramirez, our boy Andres Jimenez. I feel like he's a
Hmm.
stud at second.
Oh, big time.
Um, yeah, I think this is up for grabs. Like if you tell me that any of these teams win it, I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah.
I know
No,
it's
I agree.
kind of a cop out, but yeah, I feel like these guys, they're anyone could take this division.
Yeah, and Detroit, that's a great mention of them too. 78 wins last year, coming in second place in this division. A young team too. Like you said, anybody in that division. But I agree with you, Guardians. Jumping over to the American League West right now.
Mm.
It seems like that's always the Astros division, especially getting at the end of the year. I do like the Rangers. I also like the Mariners a lot. I think
I was
all
gonna
three of
say,
those teams are very good. Gun to my head, I'm gonna go with the Rangers, fresh off that playoff run. I feel like it rides into this year, and I like Garcia. I like some of the bats in their lineup. Seager, obviously. I'm gonna pick the Rangers over the Astros and the Mariners. How about you?
yeah, I mean, I want to say the Astros, right?
Yep.
Getting Hater, like I feel like that was a big signing.
Hmm.
Um, I like the Mariners. I just always like the Mariners. I feel like they're that team that is like
Yep.
waiting to win that division. Like they're like always like so close. Um, and like I feel like maybe the other shoe will finally drop with the Astros, and they might not, get so hot at the right time. But
Yep.
that division stacked, like you said. I mean, the Rangers, the Mariners, the Astros. I hate to talk bad about the Angels and the A's, but I feel like those
Hmm.
are like the little stepbrothers. They're like the teams that they're like the Marlins and the Nationals.
100%.
Like they're good. The A's will never win that division, or maybe not for a while.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Not for a while.
but I'm gonna go Mariners. Just throw it out. Something
Okay.
different.
Yep. Okay. Given I'm going to go with all three of my wild cards too. I think Tampa Bay is a team this year that I don't put them back in it, which is shocking to
Oh
me because
wow.
they always just come back and they always just produce talent. I'm going to go with the Yankees, Blue Jays, and Astros. I think the Yankees this year they survive with that lineup. That lineup's just on another level. They got a lot of question marks in the pitching. Their bullpen's very good. I think Stroman has a big year for them. Blue Jays is a team I like too. I feel like they're kind of
Yeah.
like the White Sox every year, even though they're better than the White Sox. We're always that team where we expect more, and they don't produce to what we think. I think they're going to have a good year this year, flirting with the 90 wins, making the playoffs. And then the Astros, man, like you're saying, the hater signing. Astros. I wouldn't be shocked if they win that division too. They're just on another level constantly, always. All their players are showing up big. Altuve, Bregman, good pitching staff. So I got to put the Astros in there too.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I'm going Astros, Rangers,
Yep.
and I think Tampa Bay. I think Yankees starting pitching is gonna hurt them.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're gonna put up a lot of runs, but I just feel like when it comes down to it, I don't know if their starting pitching is gonna be what it should be. So I just went Rays, Rangers, and Astros for my wild card.
Love it. Love
Um,
it. Love it. I keep messing with all my Yankee buddies, all my friends saying, Juan Soto's getting dealt at the trade deadline.
oof. I mean, that could be a Cashman deal. You know,
Right?
he
That would be nuts.
he he really got him for peanuts. So if he flips him for something else, that would be huge. But yeah, I could see the Yankees or the Rays making that wild card spot. You know, I know I said
Yeah.
starting pitching, but I don't know. Like I think the Yankees, if they made the wild card, even if they win the division, those I feel like the East and the West are so stacked. Like it's
Yeah.
hard to say who's gonna win the division, who's gonna win the wild card. But
100%. 100%. Bouncing over to the National League right now, starting in the East. Right away with the division, of course I got to go Mets. No, I'm just kidding. I can't do that. The Met fan in me always is just like the Mets are always going to win everything, but I got to be realistic here. And looking at that division, the Braves are just on another level. They're starting that division streak again. It seems like they're going to win it every year. I do not trust the Phillies either. I think they're good, but I just think they're one of those teams too that are overrated. What's your NL East pick? I feel like it's probably going to be the same.
yeah, I mean, obviously the fan in me wants to say the Mets every
Right.
year. Like every year, I think they're gonna win the World Series and the NL East. But like the baseball fan in me is gonna say the Braves.
Mhm.
I hate the Phillies. I think they're choke artists. I think I don't think they're ready for that next step.
Yep.
They are good on paper,
Hmm.
and never to count them out. But I just feel like for some reason the Braves are just they're just stacked, man.
Yeah.
Their lineup is so good. Like I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And they have good pitching. So I think the Braves win that East. It kills me to say it, but the Braves definitely I feel like are the favorites in the AL East. I mean the NL East, my bad.
Yep. Yep. No, I totally agree. Jumping over to the Central, another division where I feel like the Central on both sides, it's just like who's going to win it? Brewers win it
Yeah.
last year. I don't love the Brewers. I feel like some of these younger teams, those Pirates and Reds, maybe they can make a charge. Cardinals last year win 71 games. They're going to be better. That was very shocking that they didn't win that many games. The Cubs too. They put a lot of money into this team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're expecting to come out and win that division. If I had to give a pick, and I'm going to go a little outside the box in this division, probably going to throw a little shekels on this too because I do like the odds. I think I'm going Cincinnati Reds to win the division.
Wow. Yeah. Hey, like you said, both these central divisions are like up in the air. It's like one of those things where like if they didn't have to have someone come out of those divisions, like maybe they don't have, someone in the playoffs. But
No, 100.
I think the Cubs. I don't know, man. Just something in
Mhm.
me. Like you said, they put a lot of money into it. I never trust the Brewers. I like the Pirates, but I don't know if they're quite ready. But like, I mean, those teams are all kind of the same. Like the Pirates, the Cubs, the Reds, the Cards. Like they're
Yeah.
all kind of like you said, the same thing as the AL Central. If
Yeah.
any team comes out of there, they wouldn't surprise me. But I'm going Cubs, like you said. I'm out of the box. Why not?
Yep. All right. Jumping over to the NL West. I mean, it seems like it's been the Dodgers division forever. Love the way the Diamondbacks went on that little run last year. I think that does sprinkle into this year too. They just signed Montgomery too. That's going to help them out a lot. I do like their pitching staff a lot. I think the Dodgers are just too much, man. It's just
Yeah.
almost like to the point with the Braves where you're just looking at them like this team is too good. Love what the Giants did. I think the Giants put a lot of money into that team too. Made some really good quality moves. The Padres are a team too where you can't sleep on. It's like
Yeah.
they got the lineup. They got some superstar studs in there. But just the Dodgers, man, they're too much.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I hate them so much. I hate them. I feel like the Dodgers and the Phillies are right up there as the teams that I hate the most
Yeah.
in our league.
Right. I feel
Um,
like over the past 5 years, the Braves like hate has slipped and it's been more
yeah.
Philly Dodgers,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. I know like in the late '90s, early 2000s, I hated the Braves. The
Yeah.
Phillies were like a laughing stock, But yeah, like you said, I respect the Braves because they built a homegrown
Yep.
team. Besides Matt Olson, they definitely homegrown. So like, how can you
Yep.
hate on that? I hate that they're so good, but
Yeah.
the Dodgers. I picked them to win this division, but I hate to say it. Like it kills me
Yep.
to say it. Like you said, I have not to like give up my wild card, but I have the Giants as a wild card winner because of those moves
Okay.
that they made. I think the Padres just choke again. I don't know why. I just have a weird feeling. Like you said, those bats in the lineup, they look good all around. And then Arizona, that's another like this West in both divisions are so
Yeah.
stacked, man. Like
They're very good.
Arizona made the wild card winner to the World Series.
Yeah.
Like good for them,
Yeah.
man. I mean, we had two wild card winners in the World Series last year.
And the
So
similar thing with the West too. They have the Rockies just like the AL has the A's. I feel like both of
yep.
those going to get the shit kicked out of them all
Yeah.
year, all the divisions. Division
Yep.
opponents. If I'm going to the wild card now, first wild card spot, I'm gonna give to the D-backs. Like I said, I think what the run they went on last year, I think it leaks into this year, and I think they win close to 90 games. I really like their pitching staff. They got some young ballers. Corbin Carroll is a serious star. I think that he's gonna contend for MVP for years to come. The second wild card spot now, as much as I don't like the Phillies, I think the Phillies are too good. And when I look at the National League, I'm thinking, who's those teams? Is it going to be the Giants? Like I can't see another team from the West though. Phillies, I think they could win close to 90 games, and I could see them being the second wild card. Now, when we get to the third wild card, I don't know if it's just the fan in me, like I said, if it's just this up here, because that always just happens. A couple weeks ago, I'm thinking we're going to win 75 games. Then we go out and sign JD Martinez. Now I'm like, wow, we're going to win close to 80, 82, 83. Now we'll be over. Then I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe we could get to 85. Like I said last year, 85 wins get you in the playoffs. That's all I want. That's all I'm looking at to get that third wild card spot. Then it's a fresh, clean slate. Anything can happen. And from what we've seen in the past, like you said, who was in the World Series last year? Who goes on that run? The Arizona team, right? So it's like all we got to do is get in. So I'm going with the New York Metropolitans as my third wild card. How about you, Drew?
Yeah, man. I pretty much lockstep with I got the Phillies at number one as
Mhm.
much as it kills me.
Yep.
I don't know why. I think the Giants make a little bit of a run. I mean, I
Okay.
feel like they have a couple of decent pitchers. Like Logan Webb is, he's a stud.
Hmm.
I feel like the moves that they made, their offense looks, their
Legit. Yep.
lineup looks good on paper.
100%.
Um, and then like you said, maybe it's the fan in me. I want the Mets to win that third wild card and shock the world. I have them winning 80 games. Uh, I think they can do it. I think why not?
Yep.
I keep telling people on paper we're better than last year, and who knows if our starting pitching stays healthy and can, be more than just a question mark. I think, why not take the wild card? So I'm going Phillies, Giants, Mets. Those my three wild card winners for the National League.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Bouncing over before we end this video, doing some quick World Series predictions before the season even starts. For me in the American League, the team I'm going to jump at is I love that Baltimore Orioles team, man.
Yeah.
I really do. I think they got a lot of good young talent. The pitching is just going to be on point. Corbin Burns being there now. I feel like last year they got that bye, right? So they're sitting there waiting. They have to come in after a team wins 3 games and they're hot. They're sitting there waiting. When you're a young team like that, you can't be sitting there waiting. You want to
Yeah.
play. I feel like they're going to go on a run this year. So I got Baltimore in the American League and my National League. I'm just going to say the Dodgers because I know they'll be there. I think they choke and I think Baltimore wins. I could also see LA losing in the playoff second round, but I'll put them in the finals losing to Baltimore.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going Baltimore too. I love that team, and like you said, I think they got the experience last year. I know they're talking about like fixing that so that the teams that you know win the division or take first place in their American League and the National League don't get that bye because they just get cold, man. You get hot at the right time, and
Man,
you're just sitting there waiting. Both teams
100%.
lost last year,
Yep.
so I mean, regardless, I think Orioles make a run, and I think Atlanta makes a run. I think those two teams in the playoffs, they handle their business, and it's
Yep.
Baltimore versus Atlanta, and I have Baltimore winning it all.
I feel like Baltimore's that team where, a lot of Mets fans can get behind too, like that
Oh
American
yeah,
team. You always have that American League team that you pull for. And the
yeah,
fact that the Yankees division battling with them, that'll be a easy team to get behind. So
yeah.
you
I mean,
heard it here first.
they were the lovable losers for so long. Now
Exactly.
they have a good. I mean, that kid Jackson Holiday is going to be a
Oh
beast.
my God, he's gonna be a stud. Gunnar Henderson at third too.
Yeah,
They got just studs all around. Love their catcher.
yeah.
I
Rushman.
think they got a good team, man. Good bullpen. Even with Batista being out, man, they're gonna be solid.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so you heard it here first from the guys that on deck. We got a 1 year anniversary at Amazing Met Zone coming up. Amazing. I can't wait. Shout out to everybody. Thanks for listening. We'll be back soon.
Peace, peace, peace. Let's go Mets.
Yes, let's go Mets.